9 years ago, the Jubilee government pledged to build 9 state-of-the-art stadia that were to meet international standards. It was one of the most anticipated campaign promises of the 2013 and 2017 election cycles. Now nearing the end of the second and final term of the Jubilee administration, our very own Victoria Rubadiri takes stock of the stadia promise on tonight's National Reminder.
When the outgoing Jubilee administration unveiled their manifesto in 2013, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy, William Ruto, promised to build 9 stadia across the country. They also included the refurbishment of all the existing facilities. Having not delivered on their pledges in the first term, however, they recommitted to their stadia promise when bidding for their re-election in 2017.
In 6 months' time, the stadium in Wote will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Chuka will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Moyale will be complete. In 6 months' time, the stadium in Kamarin in West Pokot, which is historic, will be complete. In a couple of months, the stadium in Eldoret will be complete. In Nyeri, the president gave the title. There was a challenge of title. Now we have a title, and now the program has been rolled out. In Kiambu, in another 3-4 months, the stadium will be complete. We have challenges. We have a small challenge in Mombasa because the county government has issues of ownership of the land. Although all the contracts and everything has been signed for, including the tartan for the stadium, is in place. We have a small challenge again in Kisumu because the county government has not relocated the dumping site, which is next to the stadium, and international requirements dictate that you cannot have a dumping site side by side with a stadium. As soon as that is relocated, that process will be complete. So instead of 5 stadiums, we actually went for 9, just to make it good and to make it better.
So what is the state of the stadia now? Let's begin with the Wote Stadium in Makueni. As of March this year, it was still being developed. An audit revealed that there was no noticeable pitch and track works. The underground excavation was partially done and no perimeter wall was constructed. Well, the contractor had been paid 104 million shillings despite the contract performance period having expired. In Chuka Town, the Kinoru Stadium that took over 900 million shillings to upgrade was set for unveiling by May this year. Some hitches, though, with the delayed works were reported, with the contractor issuing notice to stop works due to non-payment of 488 million shillings. There hasn't been much word on the progress on the stadium in Moyale. The latest information from the Sports Kenya board was that it would be complete by mid-July. This is the same timeline given for the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret and the Ruringu Stadium in Nyeri. As for the stadium in Kamarini, by April this year, it was not complete. An Auditor General report released last August revealed that the pitch and track works had not been started, and the contractor had abandoned the site. The contract sum was for 287 million shillings, and this was for works that included construction of Kerio Valley Viewpoint, a VIP pavilion, changing rooms, reference rooms, and medical rooms, as well as anti-doping rooms, stadium management offices, pitchworks, and track lanes. In Kiambu, the stadium in Kirigiti is one of the stadia still under development by the Ministry of Sports. Construction work on the historic stadium was 50% complete by last June. Well, the cost of the 16,000-seater facility was 600 million shillings. In an interview with Radio Citizen in March last year, Deputy President William Ruto said the planned construction of the stadium in Kisumu was interrupted when an issue with the piece of land arose. Construction of the 415 million shilling Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu, however, began in late 2020 and recently played host to the AfriCities Summit. Now, the plans for the Mombasa Stadium also stalled over land issues. According to the Deputy President, there is no word on when the construction will begin. Well, Sports Kenya officials paid 537 million shillings for a feasibility study of 3 international stadiums that were to be built in Nairobi, Mombasa, and Eldoret, and that was to go for 110 million shillings. According to the Auditor General, there was no evidence that the feasibility study and designs were put to use, despite the consultant completing it. She added that, quote, although the sites had been identified in Nairobi, Mombasa, and Eldoret, only one formal agreement had been signed to initiate the process of acquiring the land, end quote. The Auditor General's report released last year revealed that hundreds of millions of shillings were paid to contractors, yet no substantive work was done in the 2.5 billion shilling stadia projects. In addition, no tender documents were provided by Sports Kenya for contracts on the Kamarini, Ruringu, Kipchoge Keino, Wote, and Kinoru stadiums. That's your national reminder of the week, lest you forget.